Level 1. Unknown. You think fame means more people will touch your life. It does the exact opposite. Every level you climb takes one real person and moves them a few feet farther away, and you will not notice until the distance is a country. Tonight, your best friend Alex is the only human being on Earth who watches your first video all the way through, and he texts you a single blue bubble. Dude, this is good. Hold that message in your mind, because one day, 300 million strangers will know your face, and you still will not be brave enough to text Alex directly. You will reach him through someone else, and when you do, you will use one word to describe yourself: ghost. This is not the story of getting famous. It is the story of one friendship dying in 8 rooms. You film a 60-second video in your car because the light there is better than your apartment, and you post it into a silence so complete you can hear the refrigerator. 11 views by midnight. 4 of them are you, checking. The 11th is Alex, who you have known since you were 9, and he replies with a screenshot of the play button. Told everyone at work, they think you're famous, LOL. Nobody at his work has heard of you. That is the whole point. He is lying to strangers on your behalf before a single stranger knows your name. You think the tragedy of this level is that no one sees you. You are about to get everything you asked for, in the order you least expect it. Level 2. Noticed. One of the videos does the thing the other 40 did not, and overnight a few thousand strangers decide you exist. The number is still small enough to feel one person at a time. Like rain, you can count, drop by drop. And here is what nobody admits about this level. It is a drug, and the first hit goes in clean. A comment that says, "I feel like I know you," lights up a part of your brain that food and sleep used to own. You check the number at red lights. You check it in the shower with a wet thumb. You sit at dinner with 3 people who have loved you your whole life, and you are not actually at the dinner. You are somewhere under the table, refreshing, watching the count tick up by ones. The first thing fame takes from you is not your privacy. It is your attention. And the terrifying part is that you hand it over for free, gladly, before anyone even asks. Alex calls you, actually calls, voice instead of text, and says, "I always knew you'd make it." And he means every single syllable of it. And you do not yet understand that this is the last compliment you will ever fully believe. It is the last one handed to you before a single person on Earth had a reason to lie. So you start performing for the number without noticing you've started. The version of you on the screen gets a little shinier than the one in the car, a little quicker, a little more sure, until the car version starts to feel like the rough draft. Being recognized is not the same as being known. At this level, the gap between those two things is still too small to measure. You are about to make it enormous. Level 3, useful. You go home for a weekend, and the whole town has quietly rearranged itself around you. People who watched you eat lunch alone for years now save you a seat. A guy who never once returned a text invites you to his wedding. Your old manager, the one who sat you down and told you to be realistic, leaves 3 hearts under a video and writes, "Always knew." A girl who pretended not to remember your name in high school says you two basically grew up together. You learn the first ugly law of fame fast, and you learn it standing in your own hometown. People do not come back when you get good. They come back when you get useful. And Alex starts posting screenshots of your old conversations, captioned, "Known this legend since we were kids," tagging you, collecting the small interest your name now pays out. It is not betrayal. It is worse than betrayal, because it is real love with a new use bolted onto the side of it, and you can no longer find the seam where one stops and the other starts. A company mails you a box you never ordered, a hoodie and a note that says, "Obsessed with your work." It is the first money anyone has ever spent just to stand near you. That night, Alex texts, "Crazy, right? Proud of you, man." And you stare at it 3 seconds too long, hunting for the version of that exact sentence from level 2, the clean one. The words are identical. Something underneath them is not. You are about to lose the ability to take any sentence at face value. Level 4, watched. The blue check arrives beside your name like a tooth coming in, and the air pressure changes. You can't pick at a red light anymore because there might be a phone. You stop singing in the car because there is always the chance of a phone. And a phone turns everything you do into something that can be replayed, slowed down, captioned, and handed back to you as evidence. You catch yourself arranging your face before you open your own front door. Normal goes first, and it goes so quietly that you mistake the loss for maturity. This is the level where Alex asks for the favor. A small one. His company is hiring. Could you just mention the product once? No pressure, only if you're cool with it. And he says sorry 3 separate times in the same text, which is exactly how you know how much he hates having to ask. You do it. It is the easiest yes of your entire year. But something in the thread tilts after, because for the first time in 22 years of friendship, Alex needed a thing that only famous you could hand him, and real you stood off to one side and watched the favor go through like a card swiping at a register. He sends back a row of those little party emojis. You used to send each other voice memos that ran 4 minutes long. You tell yourself the change is nothing. You are right. It is a hairline crack you could still cover with one thumb. You are about to lose the thumb. Level 5. Owned. You are international now, which means your body stops being yours somewhere out over the Atlantic. A team owns your calendar in 15-minute blocks. A stylist owns your face for the day. A brand owns your smile for the length of a contract you did not fully read. You are famous enough that a waiter in a city you have never lived in knows your allergy before you finish ordering. And you are something past famous because Alex no longer knows which apartment you live in. Strangers know your schedule. Your oldest friend does not know your address. At an airport at 6 in the morning, a wall of men with cameras builds a tunnel out of your own exit, and you walk it with your chin tucked down and your security guard's hand flat between your shoulder blades, steering you like luggage. That same night, you see that Alex got filmed too. Somebody recognized him off those old tagged screenshots, pushed a phone into his face in a parking lot, asked what you are really like, and he gave a tight little smile and said, "He's a good dude, man, let him live," and walked to his car fast. They are filming your friend now, for the single crime of having known you early. You watch the clip twice. You text him, "You okay?" He writes back, "All good, Lowell." 2 letters short of the truth, and you both decide to leave it sitting there. You used to be able to read him in 1 word. Now you read him the way the public reads you, from the outside guessing. You are about to lose the difference between the truth and the smile entirely. Level 6, performed. Up here, you are not allowed to be plainly sad anymore. Sadness is content now. One unguarded frame of you looking tired is worth $1,000 to a man with a long lens, wired by electronic check before lunch, and your worst morning becomes a stranger's car payment. The week your grandmother dies, you cry in a hotel bathroom for exactly 3 minutes before a publicist knocks, very gently, and asks whether the statement should say, "heartbroken," or "devastated," and whether your eyes will be too red for the carpet at 7. So you learn to perform the feelings instead of having them, until one night at a gala, laughing on cue under a chandelier, you genuinely cannot tell whether the laugh is real or rehearsed, and you keep laughing anyway, because 400 people came specifically to watch you do it. Everyone close enough to touch you has signed a document promising never to describe you. Trust is paperwork now. And somewhere in this room, very quietly, Alex stops calling. There is no fight. He just learns the thing everyone eventually learns, which is how to stand a little farther back. Fame does not steal your people all at once. It teaches them how to stand farther away, one polite inch at a time, until the inches add up to miles. So you do the thing you swore you would never do. You make an account with no photo, no posts, and no name, and you follow exactly one person on it. Alex. 300 million people watch you. You spend your nights watching one man through a window he does not know is open. You are about to forget what your own face looks like with no reason painted on it. Level 7. Anonymous again. The most expensive thing you own is now a plain baseball cap, because 100 million follower face costs nothing, and one single hour of being nobody costs more than you can make. So at 2 in the morning, you pull on the cap and a gray hoodie, and you walk into a 7-Eleven under the flat fluorescent light, and the kid behind the counter does not glance up from his phone, and you buy a blue slushie and a pack of gum like an ordinary man, and for 90 whole seconds, the clerk has no idea he is serving someone the world believes it owns. You stand in the candy aisle a few seconds longer than you strictly need to, just to stretch the 90 seconds into 100. This is the secret nobody at the top will say out loud. You spent your whole life clawing to be seen, and now you pay a security team 6 figures so that, once a month, you can be no one inside a gas station. On the burner account, you scroll through Alex's life like a tourist in a country you used to live in. He got the promotion. He bought a small house with a crooked porch. He has a kid now, a daughter, gap-toothed and grinning in a paper birthday hat. And you have watched that little girl grow up entirely in squares on a screen, frame by frame, and she does not know you are alive. You type a comment under the birthday photo. Happy birthday to her. You stare at it. Then you delete it, letter by letter, until the box is empty again. A ghost does not get to leave footprints. You lock the phone and finish the slushie alone in a parking lot at 2 in the morning, the most peaceful hour you will get all year. You are about to reach the very top and find out the top is a room with no door back. Level 8. Legend. There is no number here. You have crossed clean out of counting into the place where children know your name without knowing why, where a museum keeps something you once wore inside a glass case, where a ghostwriter is busy turning your life into a book you will not fully recognize. You have everything the kid in the car wanted, multiplied past all arithmetic, and Alex is gone now. Not dead, just gone the way a continent is gone, reachable in theory, and never once in fact. The thread between you turned into a little museum of its own. His last message, a thumbs up you left sitting on red. Your last, we should catch up, you both understood was a headstone. So one night, an old man in a room full of handlers, you finally do the only brave thing you have left. You open a brand new conversation. Not to Alex. You lost the nerve for that years ago. And somewhere in there, you decided you had lost the right. You open it to his daughter, grown now, who posts about the father you used to know. You type, "You don't know me. I knew your dad before any of this happened. He was the first person who ever believed me, back when there was nothing to believe in. Tell him an old ghost says thank you." You read it 4 times. You hit send. 3 dots appear and vanish and appear again. Fame is not being loved by everyone. It is being recognized by strangers while becoming unreachable to the exact people who actually knew you. And the cruelest part is the timing, because by the time you finally understand the difference, they have already stopped calling. If you stayed this long, you already know what fame costs. Subscribe for the next level.